Yun yung secret ingredient to success, whatever endeavor or whatever thing that you are doing. Good morning! It's a very, very blessed Monday morning and I'm very happy because too much to be grateful about for the past week and a lot have been happening. So first of all, I want to say thank you so much guys for those people who participated and were with us with our first webinar, the new financial norm with Coach Avon. Second is the one that we did with John Calub, who is also a very, very successful success coach. So you can check his Facebook out. Also with Coach Russ, who is our life coach, and the webinar with Thrive, the Thrive community. You can check them out. So with Trisha Santos. And then our video, the previous video, types of wealth that you should know about, had already reached almost 2,000 views as of this moment. And sa Facebook siya. So thankful for that. Ang daming ganap for the past week. And just a quick thing then. Actually, bagong gising lang ako. And siguro you might be asking, why do you have so much makeup on if you just slept? You just woke up pala. Actually, I was planning to shoot this video since last night, siguro yun 11 p.m. But then I was super sleepy. I decided to take a nap. Sabi ko, 15 minutes lang. But just like what you can see right now, I failed. I didn't wake up. I never woke up. But that's alright. I think okay pa naman ako. Medyo fresh pa naman. Konting bulbul lang. This morning, I wanted to discuss something with you. Kind of a realization with and like an epiphany, charot. It's something that is very, very important for success moving forward, and that is why I would want to share the secret ingredient as to how people or successful people, rich and wealthy people I know, succeed in life and how they got there based on their personality, I guess. What do these people, great people that I have met, have in common? Like si Coach Russ, si EJ, si Ma'am Joyce, who is the owner of realty I worked with before, Tita ko, Tita Long, who is also a very, very successful financial advisor, and siya yung dating president ng RCBC. So what do all of these people have in common? They have this kind of uniqueness and self-awareness that enables them to be more confident whatever thing that they are doing. So I feel like yun yung secret ingredient to success, whatever endeavor or whatever thing that you are doing might be. In order for it to be successful, in order for it to flourish, that secret ingredient is confidence. Confidence doesn't mean that you're not scared, that you're not anxious. It does not mean that you don't think of what other people might think of you. It's actually this calm feeling of self-assurance and being open. Even if you might mess up, you would still not let fear stop you. So it's really, confidence is a little bit of being crazy enough to do it just so that you could be open to improving yourself more. That is also me and my personal take on confidence, which I would further on elaborate in a next video. But right now, I would like to share with you the different layers of a person. So what are the different faces that a person shows, or what are the different faces that people see of you? Sabi kasi nila, in a Japanese belief, people have different masks, or people wear different masks. One that people see, one that people don't see, and the version of you that only you know. So that is kind of intriguing for me because that is true. And the more that you are self-aware, the more that you know more about yourself, the more that you would get to, dissect what you like and what you don't like about yourself. To start with, the first phase that we show, or that we should know of to be self-aware, is perception. Perception is what other people see of you. It is kind of like what they see through their eyes. As there are people in the world, as there are people in social media, there are many interpretations of yourself. And before, I have wondered na paano kaya ako nakikita na ibang tao, no? Or ano kaya yung pumapasok sa isip nila pag naririnig nila yung pangalan ko, or if I come across their timeline. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it both? Sometimes it's a little bit of both. Perception is a good thing to acknowledge, because the more that you realize na as there are many people in the world and as there are many drops of water in the sea, there are different interpretations and opinions of who you are for them. And it just becomes a little bit, I guess, problematic in today's world in social media because of this thing wherein people would trade in kind of their authenticity of themselves for approval in currency of likes and shares and views and by strangers in social media. The more that we feel that we are liked and we are seen and we have clout and attention, the more that we feel that we are important and self-assured. That becomes problematic. We become less of ourselves and we exchange our authenticity for approval of others, and that approval becomes addictive. Tinatawag natin siyang approval addictions. For these kinds of influencers nga, which is yung pinakita na video dati ni Ate Bon, but I forgot what that was. It was a guy that was doing a cartoonish presentation of these approval addiction. Many influencers, when they started out, are different kinds of people when they started out. Once you get deeper into this influencer thing going on, you less yourself a little more every day, because you feel like the fuel for you to do things is the approval. If they approve of what you're saying, of what you're doing in social media, so parang you become a circus monkey in a sense, because you just do tricks for banana peels and you just do tricks for the likes and shares, and that is something that is kind of wears you out, because what is not true to oneself is not sustainable. With perception, you have to acknowledge that there are different kinds of perception as there are people in the world. So you don't have to be perceptionless, but you have to be perception free. Those are two different things, because you have to be detached of these many opinions of you so that you can move further in life. There was actually a personal social experiment that I did before, because di ba nagkakaroon ng trend doon sa Twitter na parang like this photo, or my friends or my boyfriend or my girlfriend will, say something about you based on your profile or based on your profile picture. I did that, but with mostly strangers, because of course I know that these people who I know personally would have, this kind of opinion of me, and they would not want to hurt me, or yung parang medyo filtered na yung sinasabi nila, because they know you in a different level, so parang in a deeper level. So I wanted to know, how would these people who are knowing me superficially just through social media and my profile interpret me? Those comments that I've seen, or some are like really, really nice, because like meron yan yung parang I like her hair color, I like her tattoo, sana all, etc. I feel like she lives her life freely in the sense that she doesn't care about what other people say. And then there are also some people who are not giving too good of a comment, because of course parang meron yung iba doon na parang hindi masyadong maganda. Different people have different kinds of opinions of you, so you have to live with that and move forward with whatever you would want to share the world authentically. Tama ba yung word? Basta yung magpakatotoo ka. Second is persona. So persona is kind of what you would want others to see based on yourself. How you would want others to see you. This is the layer of yourself. This is the side of you that keeps on moving and changing and evolving through time and your many years of experience here on earth. Like for example, being in a job, in a work for 10 to 15 years or 20 years even, does not necessarily mean that you have 20 years of experience as well. You might have 1 year of experience that you repeated 20 times, if that makes sense. Experience really is when there is a dynamic thing going on with that certain kind of experience or that certain kind of situation. How often do you change? How often do you have new things that you work with and you learn along the way with that certain type of situation or that moment in your life? That determines your experience. Personally, if I would gauge through time or kung how long have I been doing shit, like parang how long have I been in this career thing or in this adulting thing going on, I have had siguro officially parang 2 years more or less ako nagtatrabaho. In a sense, parang sinasabi ng iba na, ayun, bata pa ako masyado. But, in a sense of experience, I consider myself as well experienced because I have met a lot of people along the way of my journey in these 2 years of working. No? I have worked in different environments, different kinds of people, and I think that is kind of a blessing that was given to me so I could share that with other people as well on how to adapt, on how to, improve yourself. Because as what other people nga, nung nakakakita ng recent videos ko and how I have been handling myself right now, parang sabi nila, ang layo ko na doon sa first time na na-encounter nila ako nung first time ko nagtrabaho. And that is kind of like parang a wow moment for me, no? A lot could change in a day, in a year, in a month, or even, in a second. You're in a constant work of yourself based on your experiences. Make sure that every experience in your life matters to you and you don't, waste your time. Same experience that does not necessarily give you what you would want to achieve in life at the end of the day. Now we're going to talk about the third phase, which is your ego. Your ego actually is what you think of yourself in placement with the world. So ego basically means that self-actualization or self-assessment or a system of self-congratulation and self-punishment, because you don't do things the right way all the time, but sometimes you do things better than expect. If you have this system of ego, basically means that how you reflect yourself has this big effect or this gigantic effect on the other phases as well. Because to be honest, all people have good days and bad days. Some days you wake up and then you're freaking fired and then you're on fire and you feel so positive and energetic and you would want to freaking work, and then you feel this kind of energy that says you or tells you that direct me somewhere, give me some task, I would want to do this, and I'm so fired up and I would just want to dance. But then some days, nothing works. Some days suck. I don't even want to get out of bed. Even my phone is heavy. I don't even want to move my body. My bed feels like warmth. It feels like home, and your movements feel heavy. And just some days are bad days. And those two things exist. And you being in the center of all of these good days and bad days, and you're put in that situation, what do you think of yourself? Like, in those good days, how do you feel about yourself? In those bad days, how do you feel about yourself? Acknowledging your ego does not always necessarily mean that you have to be in the superiority ego that you think highly of yourself and you should not deserve to be in a bad day. Or if you're in a inferiority ego, you don't want to be in a space where you're put too high in a pedestal because you think too little of yourself. Two types of ego is in the third space of ego, which is in the middle. You're not really thinking highly of yourself, but you don't cut yourself short. You're just kind of there in a space of what we call humility. So you're just being humble and testing what you can do more and what you can do less. And this is the best place for growth for me, because I myself have committed a lot of things that I could consider as a disappointment to me, and I have learned to accept that, because I think of myself as a person who is constantly changing and constantly improving myself more every day. You have less of yourself. That is what humility means. Being of service to other people, being of greater value to other people more than yourself. So I think that is what humility stands for, and that is where your ego is best placed in. Yun yung 3 phases na I think would help us be more self-aware of ourselves, so that we would, learn to gain more confidence as we grow old. Grow old, or as we grow up. Ang hirap talaga mag-adulting because there are really a lot of changes around us, and it's like nice to share this experience with the people who are also watching me. So yun lang naman. I'm actually thinking of, calling my brother. I would like to ask, parang ayan, so parang ikaw, how do you see him?
You're more than a sister.
Aww.
Because sisters are just there to be with you when you need them, and but you're more than that.
I would cry.
Not a people.
I ran out of people. So, yan. Like, subscribe, comment, share, whatever you would want to do. And have a good day. Bye-bye!